y'all a lot? Live and about to release our tell-all interview, it's the Vocal Minority Podcast.
I don't know who I was telling it to, but it was a lot.
You told all.
I know.
Yeah. There's just no respect. I just do not get any kind of sense of respect.
None.
From management of this podcast.
Is your voice.
At all.
No. Kristin Knowles uses this as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
True.
For what?
Exactly.
My abuse?
To
Yes.
go on other podcasts.
You're in the pocket of Big
How to
Carrot.
be abused by 3 other people for 10 years and apparently enjoy it. I don't know. As for like humiliation fetish, sure.
I believe it's called Stockholm Syndrome. So
That too.
Sweden didn't make the World Cup.
rest in peace.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that honestly has missed Unattached FC. On this week's episode, we are pretty much all about the World Cup. There's a little, there's and the national teams. We're going to talk about the XNT a touch, a dash of TFC, and maybe a smidge of CAMPL thrown in for good measure. And now with this week's panel, getting ready to fully immerse himself in footy for at least a week and a half. Welcome to Duncan Fletcher.
I've got a full 2 weeks off work ready to go.
Fancy.
Even better.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'm excited
Although
for
we did end up deciding to take a couple of days of that to go off to Niagara and drink wine.
I was going to say, is there a wine tour? Yes.
So yeah, it's not fully about football watching, and a good bunch of those games I'm going to be sleeping in. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
Fair.
You sound pumped. You sound prepared. It's good.
Very.
Excellent. Keeping a close eye on Group F and Group H, both of his home countries, it's Mark Hinckley.
Hells yeah. I mean, it only makes sense that I do.
Yes. It would be wrong otherwise.
I'm more about Group F and Group U.
Oh, that's a different. That's a different.
That's a different tournament.
That's a completely other tournament.
Or is this like a fuck Honduras thing? So with the H,
hilariously, no.
I
like your energy. Let's keep going.
That's good.
I'm done.
Okay. I was waiting. Sporkle fan, he is in his element every World Cup. Say hello to Tony Walsh.
Hello, Tony Walsh. What, I'm a Sporkle fan?
Yes.
You talk about that old trivia game on the internet?
Yes. I'm doing a callback.
Wow, that is indeed a callback.
I remember things.
I know. What would my element be for the World Cup though with Sporkle? Just naming countries? Flags?
Just geography and general geographical knowledge. It's kind of your thing.
I think, yeah. Flag
This is an accurate biographical description of you. This is accurate.
I think flag loving and football. I bet there's a lot of flag lovers / football fans. I know Mark's one.
Guilty.
Yeah, I think there's a thing. Well, yeah.
I'm not super.
That doesn't mean I can't assign it to you. I didn't say it was only you.
Kristin, Duncan.
Did you just say Duncan is talking? Did you really just do that? Oh, fuck you all.
You did talk over him. Duncan?
Thank you, Tony. I was just saying, I don't really care about flags, but a giant amount of any geographical knowledge I have is football-based. Or maybe sports-based, not just football, but it's an easy leap to make from one to the other, for sure.
It's a gateway drug.
I'll say this.
Yes.
I've said this many times. Y'all can write your own intros.
You said y'all a lot?
I did say that. That is correct. Moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway, as for me, I'm apparently going to be way too teary during the World Cup if the squad announcement was any indicator. I am your host, Kristin Knowles, and now to this week's show. All right, first up, it is what has been happening and a few little things. Some housekeeping to get to take care of in terms of our local side and some national teams things to discuss, some recent friendlies. But first up, TFC and the first major move of the offseason, Luca Petrasso to Orlando. Oh, Luca.
I feel like I struggle with your definition of the word major here, Kristin.
They haven't done anything else, and we know who he is, and he played. Therefore,
Still doesn't quite make it major.
It's a move, for sure.
oh my God.
It's a shame. I feel like when he did play last year, he looked quite good. But, hopefully he clearly wasn't playing by the end of the season, and, hopefully he goes somewhere else and actually get some minutes and play well, and he'll be next year's Jacob Schaffelberg.
Yeah, TFC is sending all its finest Canadian talents to the American South, apparently.
It's unfortunate, but at the same time too, if Orlando can get some good minutes out of him, all power to him. Because I feel like at some point in time that those with Toronto, I feel like the minutes of anybody who's young and Canadian are going to evaporate. It's just a matter of who and when, and if he can get it, like I said, if he can get it while the getting's good, hopefully he can get some meaningful minutes.
Well, after Orlando City's big roster move today, I guess there's space for him.
What have you heard?
Would you elaborate, Tony?
The release of Joey DeZark.
Oh, you must be devastated. Are you okay?
My voiceover career is really going to take a dip.
It's true.
So TFC get 300,000 in GAM and potentially another 50 in 2024 and 2025 if certain performance-based metrics are met. Whatever the fuck that means. So, of note, Petrasso has been with TFC like since he was a kid, pretty much. Like he's 22, so he's been there 9 years, almost 10 years. So since he was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
He's been with the academy. Whatever the different levels in the academy. So, kind of
say something for it. The academy, like, 350,000, bucks ain't not too bad for a guy you brought up in the academy.
Yeah, and only has had one, season with the first team. Like again, yeah, that's not bad business, and hopefully speaks well of him. I think the academy has been doing a lot more in recent years, and whether that's just the expansion of it or actual focus on it for once, who knows?
It's still no super draft, but still.
No, I know.
It is.
But good luck
they call them Super Academy. Maybe if they call them Super Academies, the American fans will be more into them.
They'd be more on board with it. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the expansion draft was held at the end of last week. TFC did not lose any players, but this is who they made available. Some of which are no longer with the team anyway, but I guess somehow because their contracts aren't officially up, because they just declined options on a bunch of these players. So I guess technically they still have their contract until anyway. So Achara, Bono, Westberg, Daniil, but also Greg Ranjit Singh. So all the keepers, Caden Chung, and then this one's interesting, Auro. Who is apparently TFC is supposed to be announcing his status at some point in time today. But, we're coming up on 6:30 day of recording and haven't heard anything yet. But apparently they're going to announce whether they will exercise or decline his contract for next season. Because he's still, they've loaned him out to Santos, right? But, man, they could really use him back as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so no players were taken by Charlotte. St. Louis.
Living in the past.
I know. I was like, wait, which team are we on now?
I am stunned that some of the team didn't want anyone from that fine collection of players, good value players. Stunned.
I actually thought I didn't even pay attention to who St. Louis took, actually. I thought there was a chance that Bono might get snapped up for whatever reason. But I don't know I can't remember what the contract rules are and what they have to pay him. I don't know. Anyway, so no players gone. Free agency starts on Wednesday. So free agent frenzy, I guess. I'm assuming TFC will probably be active in that. We'll probably talk about it briefly next week. But of interest, speaking of Orlando, Teshua Akindele has had his contract option, or he's been whatever. He's a free man.
So is Joey Desart. We could get him.
Exactly. But, and we'll talk about this a little bit more once we get down to talking about the men's national team, but Lucas Cavallini was just released by the Whitecaps. Like, and like, it's hilarious because, again, it means we have a member of Unattached FC at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they got promoted.
It's like the good old days, man.
One of the great Canadian institutions of football.
Yeah.
It's Galt, it's them, and then I don't know, probably like Toronto Metro Croatia. Like it's three great sides.
But I think, and I saw somebody sort of mention this on Twitter, like the Whitecaps must have somebody that they are just waiting to pounce on and bring in, because otherwise, why would you do that like days before the World Cup? It just looks weird, doesn't it? Like, don't you want to say we have a player at the World Cup? Like, I don't know. It strikes me as odd business.
Well, when I think of the Vancouver Whitecaps, I think of well functioning.
True, that is true. You know, organized, good optics. They really look at the community.
Huge, great PR team.
Amazing PR department. Yeah,
they're good at geography. At least they've managed to. They do actually play in Vancouver. That's
true.
That is true, Duncan. You are correct. Anyway, so there you go. That's some current Toronto MLS stuff. That's enough of that. So let's talk about the national teams. So last week, both the men's national team and the WNT/XNT played friendlies. As we know, the men were playing Bahrain, and I am going to blame it on Bahrain because they hurt Daniil Henry. It wasn't even their fucking players. It was their pitch. And I am angry. I am very upset about this whole thing. And yes, I'm going to talk about Daniil a lot this show. And you are all just going to have to deal with it because you knew this coming in. You should have been preparing yourself since Sunday, which was just yesterday. But anyway.
Are you talking to the audience or us?
You three, actually. The audience is used to it, I'm sure. But anyway.
Wait. Before you go, Kristin, just before.
Yes.
Duncan, Tony, which one of you was surprised the most? Because it wasn't me. Like on a 10-point scale, rate your surprise at this. 10 being absolutely flabbergasted, 0 being like no shit mark. Tony, where do you put your
no shit mark.
I scored a solid slight head nod. One of those.
All right, so we'll call that one a 2? Call it a 2.
Yeah, sure, if that.
Duncan.
I'm going to go with a D- out of 10.
D-. That's a 5. That's a 5.
Okay.
Because it's a pass.
Is it?
Yeah. D-.
I don't understand your school system.
Nobody does, Duncan. Nobody does.
Would you like to redo your scale, your score up D-?
F. Anyway, 1 out of 10.
Duncan's a 1. Okay. Kristin,
perfect.
The floor is yours.
What was my what?
No, we were just gauging how surprised we are at you about to do this.
I'm a solid 0, no shit mark, because obviously I was going to do this. So
yeah, I was pretty much like a 0.5. I thought there was
in fact, if there's a -1 on the scale, that's probably more accurate.
That means you were predicting the injury. Let's not go there.
Okay, fine. It's just a 0 then. Anyway, so they had the match against Bahrain, which was, as we talked about, it's basically a squad of MLS players and Liam Fraser. And, an opportunity for Herdman to make whatever last minute decisions he was going to make before announcing the World Cup squad, get some guys some time, that sort of thing. 11 was announced. Daniil Henry was going to play, which made me very happy. He was also going to be captain, or the captain's armband for that match. Also made me very happy. And then suddenly he got hurt during the warm-ups. And so I was sad, but thought he was all right until you see like the interviews with John Herdman after the match when he started talking about it. Well, I'm going to get into it more because, he does obviously not make it to the, anyway.
Oh, spoiler alert.
I know, but the match itself was, other than Ismail Kone's goal, which was quite nice, was not a pretty match by any stretch of the imagination. There was, it was very much disjointed from both sides. Like 2-2 finish. That's not good for Canada. So well done, Bahrain. But it wasn't a very enjoyable match to watch, just in terms of the quality of the football. But I guess good again to see some players get to know one another, helped Herdman make some decisions for the squad, obviously. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched it or saw any of the highlights. It was meh.
Yeah, if it wasn't Canada B, I'd be worried.
Oh, I wasn't worried in terms of the World Cup. It was just more like, I think more people were more upset about it. Just in terms of watching a match, it was not like an exciting match. But oh no, I didn't. For me anyway, this didn't color my expectations or thoughts about performance.
In general, friendlies usually excite me to about the same level of surprise I had that you were going to wax about Daniil Henry. Just a slightly noticeable head nod.
Fraser.
Friendly, eh?
Yeah. So, and I know what this match was again, it was a good exhibition to sort of get these guys minutes. But if you're TFC's marketing department, it was like, oh my God, look at all the Toronto players that played in this match. So that was good for them.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Tons of them must be going to the World Cup.
Well, we'll see.
You've got to have more than like friggin' Montreal. I mean, where's like Toronto's team and all that sort of thing. Montreal, yeah.
And then later on the same day, the X&T played the first of 2 matches against Brazil because Kristin does not understand how calendars work apparently and flipped the dates around in my head. So there is a second.
It's because you use like Druid calendars.
Well, usually I am at one with my Druidic calendar, but I don't know. I got thrown off.
Do you not know how to read Stonehenge? I
think it was with the fall back, because it's at a different week now, and I think
very good point. Yeah. It's different in Britain than it is over here. And
exactly. So I didn't make adjustments for that. So yeah.
Stonehenge, where the Kristins dwell.
Oh, I do love to dance. It's true. I love that movie. Anyway, so nice exhibition between, it was close to, a top team for Canada and a strong team against Brazil. And a couple great goals. Actually, all the goals were pretty solid. You got Canada won 2-1, which was great. Shalina Zadorsky, yay! I love it when defenders score goals. And Adrienne Leon, who apparently cannot stop scoring goals right now for Canada anyway. Delightful. And then for Brazil, Debinha, which no surprise there. She's, probably their top goal scorer now. Like, obviously Marta is of all time, but she's incredibly talented and delightful to watch. But yeah, it was a nice grouping of the Canadian players to get some minutes for some of the younger players, and but mostly, for the most part, usual suspects in this particular match. But they do have another one coming up this week, which we will talk about briefly. But again, One Soccer Fubo has, you can still go back and watch it if you haven't had a chance to. It's I think they're worthwhile watching if you've got time, just because you do get to see some of the new younger players. And it's great to see some different people scoring goals. That's always lovely. And we'll have more this week. There's 2 more pre-World Cup matches to talk about, but not right this second. So what we are going to talk about is, of course, the Canadian men's roster announcement, which was yesterday morning, amidst great fanfare and a very long and drawn-out show, which surprised nobody.
Could have been a tweet.
TSN's got nothing these days. They don't really have hockey. They don't have baseball. They've got, they need... You can flick through the channels and you'll see
40 hours of CFL football every week.
Well, that's what it went to immediately after.
They do have the CFL, it's true. Yeah, they need to really, really, really get their money's worth out of every little thing that they have these days. Which is
full contact ballroom
this
dancing.
is what they got.
It was pretty funny. I was just, I think it, I don't know why it surprised me that it was just like, oh, it's going to be like 15 minutes in between each. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, you guys booked the full hour, right? Yeah. You've got it. Oh, okay. Good point. Good point.
This is worse than the Ballon d'Or, isn't it? Yeah.
Seriously. I was waiting for the musical number, But I did like the interviews with the players. That was good. That was actually a nice touch. Before we talk about the squad, though, I do want to mention, speaking of the TSN panel itself, St. Ricketts, new addition in his first appearance as part of...
I liked his energy. I was nervous, but I liked it.
Well, so this is what I wanted to say, is that I think it's great. I like seeing players get an opportunity to do this kind of thing. Some of them make the transition, not all of them do. But what it reminded me of, and he was sitting next to him, was Julian de Guzman's early appearances on TSN. And he was nervous and he stumbled. Painful. And it was, actually, Julian was very painful.
De Guzman has turned into a very good analyst. He's figured it out. He studied those from those around him and he's got it figured out and he looks confident and he sounds great.
Yeah.
But there was none of that same nervous, there was nervousness, but it wasn't like chaos. It felt like every time de Guzman talked, there was a part of him in his head that went, you didn't do that right. And then he'd say another line, you didn't do that right. Like he was almost killing himself every time he spoke. Whereas this was like so much, it was just like, I'm so happy to be here and I want to get my stuff out. I'm like, okay, I like this. I'm okay with this. Let's mold this. Let's make more of this. To St. Look, I really liked it. And it was just so nice to see more footballers working their way into Canadian media, because I feel like I know One Soccer has plucked a few of them, take it as you will, but there could be so many more. And it's mostly because we've never seen them go through the platitudes of a post-game presser. So we don't know how, we gave it 110%ish. These guys are, they have personalities. They have discernible personalities that I want to see more of. Like it's the whole Alistair Johnston thing. It's like, he's going
to rule.
He's going to absolutely fucking dominate something when they give him a camera.
He needs to start his own channel. Like I want Alistair Johnston to start a sports media empire once he retires from playing.
Do you not have a direct line with Albania anymore? Get two soccer on this shit. We can have AJ only on two soccer immediately. I mean, even while he's playing, can you imagine that coup? That'd be great. Just mic'd up for 90 minutes of him huffing and swearing at somebody. It'd be great. Ratings would be astronomical. But yeah, like the more footballers, current and retired, because I don't want to assume that Tosaint is done. But I like seeing that. I like seeing them make the shift.
Yes. All
Is
right.
he going to be like part of their squad for the entire World Cup? Is he going to be doing things throughout it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Hope so.
cool.
That's my understanding anyway. And yeah, I think it's great. And as somebody again, so now you've got two former national team players who can like speak really directly to player experience, which I always think is great. You don't just have to listen to Stephen Caldwell the whole time.
Poor quality, brilliant. Don't drink a game. It really is.
All right. Well, let's get to the squad then. So goalkeepers.
Before we
go ahead,
this,
please.
just before we go to
Yes.
the squad, are you aware that there was an official song for Canada's World Cup appearance?
There's an official song.
Yeah,
I saw
apparently.
somebody put out a song. Does that make it official?
According to the news.
The
Yeah.
news.
The
Yeah.
news.
You mean the lamestream
like
media?
Huey Lewis and?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that would
It's
be the best.
Specifically, the keyboardist. Yeah, apparently,
I like it.
it's a cover
What's
of
the song?
apparently it's a cover of "Come Together" by Oshawa rock band Crownlands.
I have no
Pardon?
idea. It's like there.
Yeah, there
Like
you go.
come together right now.
I don't know. I haven't played it yet. The Global News says Canada's official World Cup song rocks pretty good.
Oh well,
was ri-
that's a review right there.
That was written by somebody's mom.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised because this is the sort of thing that they do.
If it's not the players themselves actually singing, it's not an official World Cup song.
What if there's a part of the song where who should I pick? Who would be the John Barnes rapper of this Canadian national team?
Alistair Johnston.
Alistair Johnston, yeah. I was gonna say, who
All right.
else?
Sure, that would work. Yes, as long as
Yeah.
they're involved slightly somehow. If it's just maybe take one of them for a little bit, then sure. But if it's just all right, some bands released a song, yeah, no time for that shit.
Well, I'm sure Alfonso Davies and his burgeoning music career. Anyway, but no, I did not know about this. So we will look into this and
Yeah,
possibly
let's-
post it in the show notes.
Let's have a world premiere like on the podcast here, and let's listen to that at some point. And
I hear it rocks pretty good.
that's what Global News said. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Trusted media outlet.
Noted rockers. All right. I
have
don't
no
know.
idea what the song is. So
I don't know. Okay, Tony, you have to find it.
yeah, good luck, Tony. You only got 4 hours of this recording to go.
All right, here we go. So we were talking about the goal. We were talking about, we've obviously been talking about the squad and who we thought would be the third goalkeeper now that Maxime Crepeau was out injured, because we knew it was going to be Vorian, obviously. Very, very sure it was going to be Dane St. Clair. And our basic speculation was correct. It is James Pantemis. Pantemis?
I think Pantemis. It's probably Pantemis. I don't know.
I always say Pantemis, but
I'm just gonna forever call him Jamie Pants. So it's
I was just
fine.
gonna say Jimmy Pants. Now is he track?
No, we've already got that.
Borean's sweat. So
Yeah, he's corduroy at best. I don't know. Thanks for Montreal.
Anyway,
yeah.
Congratulations. It made sense in terms of recent play and form and experience and all those things, right? So
Sure. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of competition.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think like going forward, once Borean retires, really you're just gonna like rotate Crepeau back in, and it's gonna be these three, don't you think?
Yeah, for now, until someone else comes along, yes. That seems obvious. Which should be fine. Crepeau and St. Clair are decent. You know, Pantemis is the other guy. But, yeah. It works.
All right. Well, there's some interesting choices in actually most of the areas. Okay, so defenders, and this is again, yes, obviously we're going to talk about Daniil Henry.
We already did.
Who does not make the squad based on the injury he suffered in the warm up before the Bahrain match. And what's even more interesting that's come out is that he was probably going to be well enough to be able to play at some point in time during the group stage. But wasn't sure he was going to be 100% and said, give my spot to somebody else.
That's
and that's
incredible. It really is incredible. Because he didn't have to.
What a thing to do. Exactly. He didn't have to do that. And this is probably his only opportunity. Because I doubt in 4 years, maybe I could be wrong. I'm saying this as a Daniil Henry fan, but like, what a thing to do. What a selfless thing to do to make sure somebody who is fully fit and can be sure to be able to help the team gets to anyway.
Yeah. It's if that's exactly the way it happens, that's a great story. Otherwise, it's this is a good bit of PR that we'll frame it this way. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I guess we won't see. That's the only story that's going to come out, and it's a very nice one.
I would hope in interviews that both of them wouldn't be lying about that, but
I just like the fact that he'll get a medal as a coach when we
exactly because he's going, and that's the other thing is that Herdman has made it very clear that he's coming in some capacity. So, yay! So that part at least is good. So what it means instead, basically, is that Joel Waterman, come on down, former CanPL player.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm sure it's already been done, but I can absolutely hear them falling over themselves in one soccer. They probably did about 45 minutes just on this one little announcement.
It's been everywhere.
Just tripping over themselves, slipping in their own secretions. I suspect that were on the floor.
I do think that's fair. I mean, that's kind of like the entire.
It's a big deal.
It is, but like 45 minutes is a lot, and also dehydration. Come on. Like, don't get me wrong; they have every right to celebrate that, and they should. It's just like somehow they're going to try and make it a narrative that isn't really a narrative. And I was like, guys, there's a World fucking Cup going on. This shouldn't get this much attention. I'm glad you guys are doing it because no one else is.
And just be thankful they're not doing the play-by-play.
Yeah. God.
Oh, thank you for once. Thank you, TSN.
John Herdman
if Waterman did anything, oh my God. That's high quality H2O.
Stop giving them ideas, Tony.
A name you'll never forget.
Canada's thirst has been quenched.
Yeah. Are TSN actually doing commentary, or will they be just getting?
No, they'll bring in
a feed from.
I wouldn't be surprised if for the Canada matches they have their own guys.
Oh, let's hope not.
Yeah. I honestly like. What's funny is like we think of like all of these all the players who didn't make it, and all I could think, I keep going back to like how many shit games did Craig Forrest and Jerry Dobson have to sit through? Like really fucking bad games. Like could we not give them like 15 minutes of a game just to call it? Like I feel like
what if we have an audio?
There's something to be said about like those who had to sit through the really dark years. And why wouldn't, like, if you were a commentator who has been calling the Canada games, why wouldn't you have that opportunity? I mean, yeah, we're used to just getting the feed from whatever official feed that has lovely dulcet tones of various British commentators, which is fine, but like this is as much patriotism as I'm going to get in this particular segment, but we're here. Let's put some Canadians behind the microphones just for those 3 matches. I don't want to hear them all tournament, just for these ones.
Maybe you could have like audio too. Maybe you could have audio too for like Canadian accents.
Oh God, these guys can, some. I will say they can do it themselves, but they've probably got grandkids or something who could set up a Twitch account for them. And all right, Jerry Dobson can sit at home and commentate on the game, and whoever wants to listen to that can.
Oh my God, I would.
Vic Rauter can do the exact same thing.
Oh my God, yes! Make the final.
I'm sure
I want to hear him call Moroccan names so bad.
I'm sure it's on Vic's only. It's got to be on Vic's OnlyFans.
Oh my God, yes. He could make serious bank with that. Come on. So the rest of the defenders, one of the defenders we were sort of speculating about, in the absence of Scott Kennedy, Derek Cornelius. So in the absence of Scott Kennedy and Daniil Henry, I think I don't know if Derek Cornelius was a lock and it was Waterman that was. I think it was kind of up in the air, probably between the two. But you've got obviously Sam Adekugbe, Alistair Johnson, of course. Richie Larea, who's looking forward to Richie Larea's first World Cup record.
Oh my God, that's a first.
Which club did they show? I wonder which club they show with his name. Like, would it be like Julio Cesar, where he gets the TFC?
Oh, interesting.
Presumably,
because that's who he plays for right now.
Yeah, he's a loanee.
Yeah,
Cesar was a loanee, and
exactly. Yeah. Kamal Miller and of course Stephen Vittoria. So solid defense, but a bit of inexperience back there.
I'm not sure I can really agree with that whole solid thing. It's
I didn't say great.
There's question marks there. I think.
Is. No, like I said, there's definite inexperience that. I know there's been I saw a lot of speculation that Atiba might drop back.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that.
I mean, Vittoria, is he going to be good to go to play like 7 games in the space of 3 weeks or so? And I'm not sure about that.
That's very positive of you.
Yep.
Yes.
Speaking of red cards, yeah.
That's not even about that, but he's
I like Duncan. I like Duncan already predicting Canada's going to play 7 games.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice. I know Duncan with the positivity, man. It's good.
Yeah, but I think he's obviously very, very important to the defense. It's like him and them. Well, there's maybe people around him. So, but yeah, I mean, if he can be playing 90 minutes every game, then all right, we might be okay. And if he's out, and all of a sudden it's it's going to be Miller and Waterman. Because they play together for Montreal, so why not?
Exactly, keep the team together. Yeah. All right. Well, then midfielders. Speaking of Atiba, which again is the thing that makes me the absolute happiness. I'm so happy about this. I know you all know this because I go on about it a lot.
We're happy too.
I know you are.
Just not collectively as happy as you are, but very happy. I'll just say. I don't think chemically I could get that much happy, let alone physically. So
I was very concerned. Well, I wasn't. Well, no, because Herman would take him no matter what. Herman, no, it doesn't matter. He's going. He will. He's going. It's wonderful.
And he will break the record for oldest player.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's what I read today.
39 is the oldest player?
Yeah, he's nearly 40. He's like 39 and 10 months or something like that.
Roger Miller was older than that. Dino was
correct. Sorry, perhaps oldest outfield player is Atiba Hutchinson at 39 years, 285 days. He is not the oldest player, as goalkeeper for Mexico, Alfredo Tavara, is at 40 years, 63 days. That's assuming, of course, he plays, which I doubt.
Right.
He is the oldest captain as well.
Oh, there we go.
How old
Love
was
it.
Roger Miller in 1990?
Very Roger Miller. I hope he dances awesome too.
He was apparently 38. Okay, well, yeah, he's older
Wow.
than Roger Miller was. But,
Go
okay.
Tiva. Amazing. Oh, I'm even more happy now.
There's two 39-year-olds at this World Cup. There's another one
Who's the
on
other one?
on Portugal. Oh, name's escaping me at the moment.
Oh, right. Oh God, what is his name? It was like
PP.
unusual that he was there.
PP.
Yeah,
Sorry, Pepe.
I know, but your way is better.
Urine.
All right, so
That's
then we
very
go
Pepsi.
from Atiba down to current sort of on a really good run of form, turning heads, Ismail Kone, who's only 20. And that's very exciting. It's great that he got called. Mark Anthony Kaye, this one seems to be a bit controversial amongst some people, depending on how you view his form. But I'm not surprised that he is part of this group personally.
Yeah, that's he's done a lot of good things in qualifying. He's a good player. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely should be there.
Obviously, Samuel Piet. That was...
Okay, come on. How can we go and say, oh, well, Mark Anthony Kaye, obviously Samuel Piet. Kay's a better player than Piet. I mean,
Piet's more consistent.
Yeah.
And
Anywho.
also he's had more time with the national team as well.
Sure. I'm happy for Piet to be there. I've got no complaints about it, but yeah, I can't get in on this whole concept of, oh yeah, Piet's definitely better than Kay. No, he's not.
Oh, I didn't say better. I just said it was, I did not. I said, of course he's there.
I
Not
felt,
with
I felt
words.
like it was.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
You suggested there was doubt about Kay, but zero doubt about Piet, which suggests, you're more certain of Piet.
I was more certain of his inclusion.
I
No,
think
I'm
at
more
their,
certain.
I think at their best, on their best form, Kay is definitely a
More
much
dynamic.
much more impactful substitute you could make than Piet. I think he could do more if he's on good form.
Sure. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. Let's see here. David Witherspoon. Very kind. Mustachio, yes. That one's key because
That's a big
he
guy.
is on a tear right now. Talk about being in good form. He has scored he's scoring like every other match over the last month kind of thing for his and he scored some bangers too. He's just been playing lights out and has been great for Canada. So that was obvious. Again, that was an obvious one, but delightful to see. And just delightful to see how well he's been playing recently. Jonathan Osorio, yay!
Yes.
Who also played in the Bahrain match. He went the full 90. That was massive. So seems to have shaken off or, come past the issues since the summer, which is wonderful because they are better with him. And so it's good to see his inclusion.
I'd go with Osorio as my pick as the person who will score Canada's first ever World Cup goal.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to ask that when we got to the groups.
Well, don't have to ask it now.
Well.
Okay. It's fine.
Surprise. Was
Duncan
that actually in the rundown?
No, it was
2 hours.
one of my secret questions.
Okay.
These were
Sorry.
the secret questions.
That's all right. No, it's fine. But then again, for me, very exciting inclusion. Liam Fraser.
Yeah, good for him.
Sure.
Lovely.
You're very
Did you
excited.
Did you see the video of him when they saw when they were doing the announcement? Did you see it?
Yeah, where some rude asshole was recording him weeping into his phone with his family.
Yeah.
That was what a dick. Seriously, put the phone
That's
down.
invasive.
Yeah, let him have a private moment, you piece of shit. Anyway, it was really touching.
But it was also good to see. I liked seeing some of the interviews with him afterwards. Like he's just like he's so happy, and good for him. He's playing. What is he, second tier in Belgium right now?
Yes, that's with Yenze.
Yeah,
Jens, I don't. Yeah, Belgian First Division B.
yeah. And playing, getting consistent minutes and stuff too, but obviously, Herdman's rotated him in and out of this squad over the last couple years, and he's done decent obviously that one match against the US where he completely neutralized Michael Bradley is still my favorite thing of all time. But I am delighted for him. I don't know how much time he's going to get, if any, but I am delighted for him that he got the call for it.
Agreed.
But looking at the midfields, even if Atiba gets moved back to protect the defense or become part of the defense, there's some really nice attacking players involved here. Some veterans, some younger players, but some really good ability to move the ball, I think, which is key. Like, obviously this team is built to attack, right? Like, this is not a defensive team at all.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Nothing against world-class players from around the world. Be fine.
Counterattack, schmounder attack.
Whatever. Richie will just take care of everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God. His first match. It's going to be his first match, isn't it? It's going to happen. Like in the first half, he's going to do something stupid. Oh God. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Here's going to be fine. That's what I've heard. Sorry.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the forwards. I think maybe the only sort of question I had, I wasn't sure if it was going to be Ike Ugbo or Charles Brim, because Brim's been playing really well for his club. He's been scoring some nice goals. He's been in a nice run of form the last few weeks as well. And I thought there might have been a chance that got swapped out, but everything else pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
So
Corbianu maybe, but
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I did not. I would have been blown away if he'd made it. I realized it was a very, very long shot at this stage, just based on
Brim or Corbianu?
Corbianu. Brim, yeah, I actually forgot. Kind of forgot about Brim before. As we were talking about, like, who should have made it? It's like, yeah, there would have been somebody in front of him, but
yeah. No, but also, like, Brim's young. Like, he's got years ahead of him, right? So he'll probably be. I expect him to be in the squad for 26.
Just wee lads. 24. Yeah, like he's doing pretty good at Eindhoven, which is
24 is not super young.
No, but I mean he'll be prime
he'll be prime exactly in 26. So,
but so is Corbianu. Corbianu's 20. Never mind. I thought he was 24. Yeah, he's but a baby. But that's fine. Yeah, they'll be. I think if Brim is obvious, keeps his trajectory, I think like one of those slots is going to open up for him.
Oh yeah. I mean? Oh yeah, for sure.
He's going to be fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not like, oh my God, why is he not called? To me, it was just, those were the two. Yeah, I sort of forgot about Corbianu. I don't know why. He never sticks in my head for some reason. I forget about him until he's playing for Canada, and then he like disappears in a puff of smoke in my brain.
I mean, what's funny too is that, and it's easy to kind of forget, is like he's been bouncing around on loans.
Yeah.
Like he was with Wolves under 18 or under 21, and then he got shipped out to Sheffield Wednesday, got shipped out to Milton Keynes. Now he's playing for Blackpool. So like, it's easy to like lose track of where the hell is he now. Like it's its own game show. So give it time. He's still young. He'll get a starting spot somewhere, and you'll hear more of him where he's there permanently.
Yeah.
Where in the world is Theo Corbiano?
So good. Was it Rockapella?
Yep. Do it, Rockapella.
Oh, that's right. Do it, Rockapella.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So forwards then we've got Liam Miller, Lucas Cavallini, Ike Ugbo, Tajon Buchanan. Very happy for him. He's, worked his way back from injury, been playing well. Well, he had one bad game a few weeks ago, but he rebounded the next match, so that was good. Obviously, Jonathan David, and I can't believe I'm going to say it like this. Obviously, Kyle Laren. Fucking hate stupid Kyle Laren.
Obviously.
Damn. Obviously,
Kristin's in pain.
I'm in so much pain. It's awful.
Would you say it's directly inverse to your excitement of
yes.
of Atiba Hutchinson?
Yes.
That's a lot of pain.
Junior Hoylett. This one actually is, I again, not surprised that he's there, but I'm glad that he's there. And I think we've talked about him a lot this last year or so and how his play for Canada has changed and how he as a player seems to have changed. But I don't watch a lot of his club football, but certainly we've noticed the difference in how he plays for Canada. Other than like he plays well for Canada, but he shed a lot of the selfishness, I think, that we really saw in initial outings. And I'm always very happy to see him play now. Before I was kind of like, I don't know, but I have zero issues anytime Junior Hoylett is part of the Canadian squad. I think he's been a tremendous addition this last year or so.
What do you got against Reading?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You just
hard to
refuse
watch
to
the
watch.
matches.
You just refuse to watch Reading matches.
It's just a little too close to reading.
Mm.
And I hate reading, so fuck that.
Obviously, that's what I'm known for is my hatred of reading.
Don't like maths, and I don't like Reading.
And then obviously, and whatever, big sigh of relief for everybody, Alphonso Davies,
I heard of that.
who, seems to be mostly healed or recovered. Anyway, there doesn't seem to be a concern about his ability to play in this World Cup. So that's also very good. I don't think so if you look at the squad and we were saying, this is not, and some of it has to do potentially with injuries. Although, what do you guys think? Do you think Herdman was always going to go with a very attack heavy squad as opposed to something a little more balanced if certain injuries hadn't happened?
Well, he's probably playing up to his strengths, going for a heavily defensive or, style probably wouldn't work considering the defensive third is the weakest of the group. So, it's good in a way. It may be a bit of a gamble overall, but I mean, I'd rather see them go for it rather than be too awed by the occasion and try to, play a very conservative style.
Agreed. I feel like a passive version of Canada is something I just expected during the dark era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is not it. This hasn't been it since Herdman took over. And the last thing I want to do is even remotely go back to that. Not even a step backwards. even if it's just for, playing it safe. Playing it safe did not get to the World Cup. Kicking everyone's ass went to the World Cup. We're on the same ass boots you had and keep kicking the ass because memories to last a lifetime. And that wasn't even the show. That was just to get to it. Please do not change. Stay the course. God damn it. Stay the course. Please.
100% agree with esteemed colleague, Mr. Hinckley over there. Yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah.
This is the time.
Probably not, but give it a go.
Yeah.
No point trying to sit back. And yeah, it's not even just about the staff. Just we do not have the quality of players to be able to do that. Maybe sort of back in the day, it was, you can look at it, all right, well, we got some decent defenders, but there's nobody up front. So yeah, let's play defensive and see what happens. Now it's like, no, let's not be relying on the defense.
Yeah. Whereas we,
as you can.
Yeah, we do have some very exciting and, high level attacking players on this squad, which we saw, we obviously saw through qualifying, but we also see with their club play in various parts of the world, right? So, and again, at very high levels. So I concur. I think this is this makes the most sense based on the players, but also based on how they have played over the last year and a half to 2 years, right? Like they've been building towards this. Sure, it would be nice. It would be very nice to have Scott Kennedy or have Daniil, more experienced defenders to help shore up some of the youth or inexperience there. But I think, you look at the midfield quality, and even some, a couple of defenders, obviously, like Adekugbe and Larea, Vittoria, Vittoria should stay at home, but stay back, but Adekugbe and Larea both obviously like to get forward and get involved. So you have this whole team being built to just throw themselves forward and hope that there's enough ability to track back and stop the potential horrors.
I say this with no disrespect, honestly, and it's sad that circumstances took Daniil out of the equation. But did you expect that he would be a starter if he went?
I figured he was going to start one match. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That would have surprised me.
No, I figured he would start against Morocco.
Not against specific.
Yeah. But it all depends. I don't think he was going to start against Belgium. No, I don't think that. But again, look at this. So who are you pairing with Vittoria? Waterman or Cornelius? Probably Cornelius.
Kamal Miller.
Kamal Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they generally pay, kind of like three at the back, including Alistair Johnston, who's kind of a bit of a fullback, bit of a centre back.
Bit of a roamer, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Vittoria and Miller would be the best two if you're going with your traditional centre backs. Alistair Johnston plays as well, little bits here or there, but yeah, Johnston and Miller. It's going to be hot though. Not Johnston and Miller, Vittoria and Miller. It's going to be hot, so let's see how long they can go after that.
No, those stadiums are air conditioned.
They won't notice the heat at all.
They're from the future.
Bringing in snow so that Adekugbe can dive into it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to look at the squad and just sort of see who I think might not actually get minutes, depending on circumstance.
Pantomis,
Fraser.
Yeah.
Sinclair,
Fraser.
Maybe Ugbo or Miller.
Yeah, I think we're going to be pretty desperate if we're throwing either of those ones on, to be honest.
I'm picking Miller.
Yeah, it's a lot of games in a short amount of time, so maybe, but yeah.
And there are some players that are obviously just coming off of injury. Like Atiba might not play every match, right?
No, probably
he's 3 games away from a century. I find that hard to believe.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, maybe parts of 3 matches.
So parts of 3 matches. There we go. Yeah. Yes.
97 caps. Well, mind you, if
get his 100th cap during the World Cup, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Herdman will have that.
If the Japan friendly is a thing and he's there,
yep,
that's 98.
That's true.
But still, get his 100th. God, he's gonna get his 100th cap at the World Cup. Okay, that's kind of fucking cool.
That's fucking legendary shit right there. I love it.
That's awesome. That's actually, I kind of love that a lot. Anyway, I think, and as much as we make fun of TSN for their hour-long production, I do like that the interviews, at least with the players. I love the interview with Richie Larea's dad. That was kind of lovely. His dad's a snappy dresser too. He had a nice little outfit going on. and just seeing a lot of these videos and stuff that have come out, and the players and what, what it means to them, because obviously it's like, this is huge, right? And so it's lovely. And I think, as much as we take the piss out of football and stuff all the time, that's kind of our thing, but this part I really love. I love celebrating the players and celebrating with the players and seeing how happy and how proud they are and how excited they are and how much it means to them and to their families and that kind of thing. And seeing their clubs and stuff, posting support and excitement and happiness, in some cases youth clubs and that thing, which is adorable.
Did Reading do anything?
I think so. I know St. Johnston did for Witherspoon, obviously, but they're very proactive about promoting him.
Johnston were very excited about this. Yep.
Yep. They were probably the most excited, actually, I think, out of any club. But it's great. It's great. So whatever. Obviously, I'm a mushy person, but I love this shit. So, huzzah! Yay! Anything before we move on? Any final general thoughts about the roster?
Should have taken D-Row.
Should have been room. Should have been room.
Every time his voice happened on a video, I was waiting for it to transition into the D-Row secret announcement.
Would have been epic.
I've still got him to score the first goal at the World Cup. I watch enough wrestling to know that all you need is a folding chair and a dream. So, and Middle Eastern folding chairs do not give; they hurt. So,
You've done extensive research, have you?
I
watch a lot of wrestling, Kristin. I don't know if you know this.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah,
they're air conditioned though, which is really cool.
It's true. It's true. But no, I don't think
nice, cool waft of air right before the metal hits you in the face.
Oh yeah, adds extra sting.
Yeah,
not the wrestler. Just. I mean, he can be bought, so it's totally possible. But
there's there's a soundtrack to it. It brings in a little sort of sting just right as it's going to hit you.
Oh, I meant the wrestler. But yeah, we'll go with that one too. We're all right. I mean, come on.
If both stings were in the room, which one would be the extra sting?
Oh man,
I think musical sting is a little more high profile.
I think he has precedence. Yeah, I think
what if the Chicago sting were there?
Oh man, are we talking the indoor one or the outdoor?
So are we doing a Spider-Man meme now here?
Why has not that ever been done?
It's the Sting meme instead.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Photoshop people on this podcast. If you'd care to do that.
Yeah. And don't include the sound of Sting. OHL doesn't count in this. But
what about the cast of the movie The Sting?
Just get Robert Redford. Cut out of. Yeah, anyway. All right, moving on then. So, what's coming up? Oh God, what is it coming up? Wow, it's gonna be a long show, people. We're sorry.
Yeah, when we're supposed to have just come run through all this first initial bit.
Of course
15
we were.
Minutes.
Yeah. All right. So there's 2 friendlies this week.
Let's skip that. Who cares?
I'm just going to mention them.
Let's hope no one gets injured. Move on.
The women are going to play tomorrow. The day after.
Past that one.
And the men have their final World Cup prep match on Thursday against Japan. But I do have one question before we move on from that. Other than hopefully, obviously Atiba's probably going to play to get him some minutes and some fitness. But otherwise, does Herdman, does he try to put his first team out to get them gelling, or not play it, not show his hand?
Absolutely not. B team all the way.
Atiba and the kids?
Even guys who didn't get called to the team. Hey, you're still around. Come on, get a run out. I don't know. I kind of feel like after the tragic that was Daniel Henry, I don't know. I want to play anybody
Can we forfeit this friendly? Yeah.
like
Just call
What's the
up
penalty?
call
Like,
up
we're
the
looking
Thunder
at-
Bay Chill and let them play.
yeah, it's James Pants in the Thunder Bay Chill, and that's who comes up.
What's TFC's academy doing?
And you know what? Well, let's get Waterman another cap because let's turn that
There
one
we
to
go.
a two,
That seems fair. Yep.
and just have him do a run out.
Let Liam play.
Sure, why not?
That's
Yeah.
it. Bet you wish
Yeah.
D-Row was there now.
Oh,
Totally.
you don't have to announce an official roster for a friendly, Tony.
Yeah. Never too late.
Fun fact though, if you were to click on the link on Canada Soccer for tickets, because you're obviously on Soccer Canada to get tickets
Who
for a
isn't?
game in wherever the hell this is, Al Maktoum Stadium in United Arab Emirates, because the banner features nothing but Japanese players.
Yep.
So it's not even like watch Japan play Alphonso Davies. Like, not even that. It's just watch Japan. Sure, maybe they know their market, but I just thought that was particularly funny that literally it could be any 18 guys that show up wearing red shirts that say Canada, as long as it's not on TV. Fuck it, who knows what happened? All of a sudden, 18 players got caps for the first time. Now's a good time.
Do they even have to be Canadian? Just teach a bunch of foreign guys to say "hey."
Here's a plaid shirt. Get on the pitch.
Yeah.
Better kit.
Here, dab this maple syrup on you.
This donut is delicious, eh?
All right. Well, let's move on. We'll talk about, hopefully nothing bad happened. We'll talk about it briefly next week, assuming everything went well. All right. We are going to try to do a World Cup preview. Oh God.
We're sorry in advance.
So sorry. Get a snack, pour yourself a drink.
Grab an extra one.
This only happens every 4 years, guys. So,
This only happens once in a lifetime, apparently.
Exactly. All right. So group stage, obviously, World Cup starts this weekend on Sunday. And what we're going to do is we're not going to exhaustively go through every single squad. We are going to go through the groups. Everyone's going to have a player, in some cases, maybe players to watch from that group, and which two teams are going to advance to the knockout. Everybody understand the rules?
I got
Yes.
my mouth guard on. Let's do this.
All right, Group A. So we have Qatar, Ecuador, who allegedly finally released their World Cup squad, Senegal, and the Netherlands.
Joke of a group.
It's an odd group.
So how are we doing this? Are we going?
Rando? Yeah.
Are we going in a circle?
Sure, I don't know, whatever.
Oh, you're the host.
Yeah, like you listen to me.
Listen, Duncan.
Tony,
Right.
Duncan, somebody.
What would you like first? Top two? What are we doing first?
Yeah.
Let's do players first.
Players first, from each team?
No, like I said, you can have a player, or in some case, you may have players. Some
the
groups,
group,
I only
though?
have one player to watch. Yeah, from the whole group.
Oh, okay.
We planned this. I don't know if the audience can tell us.
We totally planned this.
All right.
We even said you could just pick a player for the whole group.
Okay.
In some groups, I have more than one because
for-
I just do.
From the home team, Qatar, I want Roro.
No, I got Roro. Too bad.
Oh, I got Roro. He sounds so sexy.
Okay, obviously Roro is the player to watch.
He is both my gag player to watch and my real player to watch, because he's born in Portugal, but he's been in the Qatari league for so long. He's a citizen, but he goes professionally by Roro, which is, was it Another Bad Creation? There was a Roro, the kids R&B band from when we were younger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up.
God. Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah, no, because I think it was the song "Playground" where they all shout out their names.
Oh Jesus Christ, you're right.
Yeah, because I was that I listened to radio at that time.
So You're saying
Roro.
about
There was a
little
Roro
bit,
in there.
Yeah, you're saying this player, he's like some foreigner who just played in Qatar for a long time and qualified. Are we sure this isn't Rowan Ricketts?
Oh my god.
That'd be spectacular. Yeah.
Also plausible.
So plausible.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Tony, you want to continue with your predictions?
My predictions, as far as my two teams, I will Netherlands and Senegal in that order, I guess. Sure. Although Senegal's going to be very good, I think.
I went with Netherlands and Ecuador actually, but I did flip back and forth. I had Senegal and then I changed it, and then I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to stick with Ecuador. Although I think Senegal will be fun to watch.
I went with Netherlands, Ecuador 1-2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Netherlands is topping this group. If they don't, that will be a shock.
And also shout out to the name Jurien Timber for the Netherlands.
Yes. I went with Memphis as my serious pick just because I like watching him play.
Same. I love that he's had such a really good career after he left Man United, because he deserves everything.
Exactly. He's delightful. So I hope he lights it up.
Mm-hmm. You can go with sort of Netherlands and Senegal. And then as far as like just another player to watch beyond Roro, there's some guy that plays for Senegal. I can't think of it. I can picture him. He plays for Paphos. I can picture his number. He must have a name. There it is.
Oh, it's Mustafa something.
Mustafa name. I presume it's probably not actually pronounced name.
What a kit to get.
Yeah. It's probably Name, but
it probably
Mustafa
is,
name.
To walk around with that kit with name on the back to look like you got a template, amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Oldie fashioned jokes. Mustafa, but that sounds like I'm saying must have a.
Hey, must have a name. Damn it, that's funny. Okay.
All right. So we've got Netherlands, and we're split on.
Did that actually require spelling out before you got that there, Mark?
Yeah, because I was just caught on name. I'm like, it's probably Name or something like that, but there's no accent, so it's
Bless you.
This is all for like, this is all just shitty jokes that an 8-year-old would laugh at. Honestly, I'm not going for anything deeper, but the fact that you broke down the first name is glorious.
All right, so we agree that Netherlands for sure. Netherlands tops the group, and then we're split on Ecuador and Senegal and Qatar. Thanks for hosting your controversial filled World Cup.
Yeah, I'm not thanking you for
enjoy
shit.
the money. All right, Group B. Group B is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to do with this group. I have typed and deleted things so many, I just don't even know what to say. So England, Iran, the Yankees, and Wales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with like qualifying Wales and US. England's going to implode, Southgate out, all sorts of scandals.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They won't even implode entertainingly. They're going to be kind of crap and slow and turgid, and nothing's going to get going. And Wales, USA.
Really? Fascinating.
Really?
I'm going to go with England, Wales 1-2.
That's what I have.
And
Britannia.
And let's see, players to watch. Connor Cody. He plays for England, but he sounds so MLS Super Drafty. I had to pick him. Also, I'm watching Pulisic to fucking fail.
Oh my God! Right?
Like so delicious. He's not that good. He's a goddamn substitute. He's not so that ineffectual. Good. Also, too, I had a pick for Iran, but it was mostly because it was the coach, Carlos Queiroz. It's the
wow.
coach of Iran. When the fuck did that happen?
Wait, what?
Yeah. That Carlos Queiroz.
Jesus, seriously?
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I'm like looking through the list of like, okay, I need an Iranian name I can make fun of, and I don't. None of these aren't that funny. And then I saw the coach. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. So yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
When the
Go
fuck did that
figure.
happen?
exactly.
The stuff I just don't pay attention to at all, you know? Wow.
I'm going Wales, England 1-2.
Fair.
Gareth
Love it.
Bale, because
Yes.
he's a big game Charlie and he'll
Oh yeah, it's gonna
infuriate
be
all the
gonna be
haters.
awesome.
Very big game, Charlie.
And then a player to watch, maybe Jude Bellingham.
I should circle back for a player to watch. Obviously, Darlington legend Jordan Pickford.
Obviously.
Not going to go away from that one.
Match.
And then, from the Wales squad, this is kind of how it's put on there. If you kind of look at the ESPN as a sort of World Cup preview and everything, and they've got the squads and then an article for each team.
Okay.
And for the Wales one, it's MLS champ Bale to lead Wales' first World Cup squad in 64 years. That's how they're choosing to describe Gareth Bale. MLS
That's
champ Bale.
amazing. I love it.
Too bad he didn't do anything else in
Joe
his career.
Scally. That's a great name.
That's a great name.
Never heard of the guy. He's only played 3 times. Plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach apparently, but yeah, Joe Scally.
There you go. I went England, Wales 1-2. I think the US are just gonna. I think they're gonna be shite. And it's gonna be entertaining as fuck. Because I'm generally rooting for their failure anyway, but I really think it's gonna be ugly. Bale obviously just because this is his thing. But from Iran, Saman Godos, who plays for the Bees, hasn't played a lot this year, but I figured, why not? Let's I like Brentford, and I would love to see Iran win a match. Be great.
I'm still waiting for this Cotto guy to do something.
Oh, God. Okay, moving on. Group C. So Group C.
Max out of crap jokes from 8-year-olds.
Oh yeah, no, you got to go with him.
That was literally 8-year-olds, though. That was pretty. That was good. That was more like 10-year-olds, Duncan. You elevated that one.
That's a sophisticated 8-year-old.
It
I
is.
think.
That's very
He's waiting
sophisticated.
for Godot
He's got
jokes.
like autistic parents and stuff who only let him watch foreign films. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's seen a lot of shit.
So much. His therapy bill. Whew,
Yes.
massive. All right. So Group C, we've got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland.
All right, all right. So these
This is not an easy.
I'm
This is a
picking-
crazy group.
I'm picking Argentina, Poland 1-2. And my players to watch are as follows. Alexis McAllister. Yeah, he plays for Argentina.
Have you ever seen a picture of his dad?
No.
Oh, you got to look it up. He was a professional player down there too. And he just looks like he got straight off the boat from Scotland and just started playing
fantastic.
in Argentina.
That's glorious. For Mexico, Henry Martin.
I know. I have him too. I was just like,
But this might be actually my favorite name of the entire, just for the entire World Cup as far as name and where they're from. This actually sounds like a wrestling name. For Poland, Matty Cash.
Matty Cash. He was mine
Matty
too.
fucking Cash.
Aston Villa's Matty Cash.
Matty
you gotta hear
Cash
him.
for Aston Villa. God damn
Yeah.
it.
Wait until you hear him talk. He sounds really Polish.
Oh,
And
I'm
by
sure.
that I mean not at all.
and Lewandowski for obvious reasons. But those 3 names were gloriously mismatched. I love it.
Carlos McAllister. Holy, his first name is Carlos, but Jesus Lord, he looks.
Is that his dad?
That's his dad.
Yeah, but doesn't he look like super Scottish?
100%. Holy crap. Could you? honestly, could you look any more Scottish? Oh my God, there's one of his picture playing days. Holy Jesus. How is his name Carlos?
That's amazing.
Anyway, sorry, I've become lost in the McAllister family line.
I was also going Argentina, Poland one
Oh
too.
my God.
I went Argentina, Mexico one too. Although Mexico were kind of shit during CONCACAF, but
I'm going Mexico 1, Argentina 2. Argentina come frustratingly close to getting knocked out. They'll be crap, but they won't quite. Something will just it won't quite work out that they get knocked out, and then they'll get through to at least the semi-finals. It'll be really annoying. But yeah, Mexico then Argentina would be how that's going to happen. So what I'm going to go with there.
And then I had Henry Martin because you have to have Henry Martin. And then Lewandowski, just because I want to see, like, the man's a goal scoring machine, right? It's delightful. It's so much fun. It's just, he scores for fun generally. So why not? And then.
Played. There's some guy called Messi. Have you guys heard of him? He might be someone.
Oh, that's familiar.
Is he something? Is he supposed to be?
He plays in the French league.
I don't
fucking beer league.
Yeah.
This is his fifth World Cup.
Yep.
That's and probably his last World Cup, I would expect. Don't you think?
How dare you?
Although he just keeps playing, doesn't he? I love him. I want to see him succeed. I'm sad whenever he doesn't win something because it's messy, right? Like, come on.
And he's going to be 39 at the next World Cup. It is established that 39-year-olds are very legitimate World Cup.
They are, absolutely.
I mean,
to circle back to Carlos McAllister, born in Argentina.
Oh, I was reading that the dad's also from Argentina. He knows he's got Scottish roots, but he has no connection to them.
Carlos Javier McAllister.
No connection except when he looks in a mirror.
Oh my God! Like
pretty much,
Carlos, Scottish.
Carlos looks like he owns a pub, drives a cab. Like
yes,
he just
exactly.
Oh, you play football too?
He was a lorry driver, and now he's retired. He bought his pub, and seriously, holy crap, it's wild.
Let me tell you, when I was playing for Aberdeen,
I also chose Sadar Azmoun from Saudi Arabia because don't even know if he's going to play. Not even sure if he's fit to play, but he's been named to the squad. But more for the fact that he has been very outspoken in his support of the women and things that have been going on. So he was there was a bit pressure to not have him named, apparently. So I'm just like, yeah.
Fun fact about this group: one of the teams in 1978, 1979, their kit supplier was Levi's.
Get the hell out. That's amazing.
Mexico.
Correct.
Yes.
I
remember that.
I do not. Why don't I remember that? I'm sad that I don't remember that.
Amazing to think that Levi's made kits. It's just
so heavy to wear. Jorts, man. Jorts are hard to play in.
That's too funny. All right, moving on. Group D. France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
France and Denmark.
I was going to say, what order do you have France and Denmark in for this group?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I'm sorry, Australia and Tunisia, thank you for coming.
Yeah, no, thanks for keeping a slot. That was real good.
Good on you. But no.
France are going to completely implode as they do. Denmark, Tunisia.
Wow, Tunisia!
Really?
I can't bring myself to pick Australia.
Fair.
No, and nor should you.
Holy crap. No.
Players to watch Darlington legend Kasper Schmeichel. Absolutely.
That's.
Yes. Yeah. And then Olivier Giroud, just because, he's crap, but he just keeps scoring and doing well internationally. It makes no sense.
Annoying.
But, yeah.
My player to watch is time-traveling God of Wine, Keanu Bacchus.
Yes, I have him
That's a great-
too.
That's a
Just
quality
for
ass
both
name.
names. For both
That's a
names,
quality
exactly.
ass name.
Also, Jackson Irvine, just because I feel like he should be a golfer from like the Midwest in the States.
I couldn't stop giggling at Tunisia's name Slitty. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think there's a wrong way. It's really awkward that I said it out loud at all. But yeah, that was my moment of that group. And of course, Christian Eriksen,
Exactly. He's my actual
Man United legend. You know,
I'll give
I
a
don't think so.
I'll give a shout out for Tunisia because their nickname has to be the most death metal of all the teams at the World Cup.
Go
Their
on.
nickname is the Eagles of Carthage.
Nice.
I
We
swear
do have a
I've seen
player
more.
named Hannibal, so you know.
Also, Tunisia number 18. He's a real big, big game Charlie. So he's a Chalali. Sorry, Kailan Chalali.
Yeah, no, that is the
Good name.
combination of them.
So
pretty
what do we have for advancing?
France, Denmark.
Duncan's gone rogue, which I love.
Denmark and Tunisia, yeah.
Denmark and
It's not
Tunisia.
about Tunisia being good. It's about France are going to implode. They often do. This is their time.
I mean, they have to have a South Africa level of implosion to not get out
I
of
just
this
don't
group.
see it. I'm going France, Denmark. I'm doing that one too.
Like the implosion will be they only got second. That's the implosion. Because I feel like France putting out a chaos C team should still beat both Australia and Tunisia quite easily.
Yeah.
So, but I do like your energy of them just limping into the knockouts and then getting hammered by, I don't know, someone. I don't even know how the brackets work, but like
I don't either. I don't know. I don't know how the cross draws work anymore. All right. Well, then let's move on to what I think is arguably the most. This group is just anyway. So Group E.
Are you calling this the group of death? Are you?
I am actually.
Really?
No. Canada's group's tougher than this. This is a sexier group. It's got the big names, but
Well, it's got the I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway,
the group of death is who doesn't finish first of those two. Like that's really what it is.
All right,
Oh
so
no,
that's-
Spain has had a nightmare because they finished second.
I know. Well, but okay. So you've got Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan, and I think. Why do you
I
say
feel
it like
bad
that?
for Japan because like
But
it's like I always like seeing
I feel like
Indian teams
Japan
get
might be
out.
in with a shout.
Nah, they flattered to deceive at the World Cup usually.
That's true. That's true. Like I have Spain and Germany. Like that's why I have advancing, but I put in brackets Japan, maybe. You know, just Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Which order did you go?
I went Spain, Germany.
Okay.
I went Germany, Spain.
Me too.
I flipped them a couple times, but I think
Spain, yeah.
I generally cheer for Spain, so I can't help myself.
Okay, my favorite player out of this group is Daniel Schmidt.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. Wait.
Amazing.
Wait. Don't. Kristin, Duncan, Daniel Schmidt plays for
Costa Rica.
Japan.
Get the fuck out. I did not look at the Japan squad for players.
I thought you were asking for his club team then. No.
No.
Seriously?
Probably
Daniel
JV.
Schmidt.
Okay, that's kind of magical right there.
Surely it's Danielson Schmidt.
That's pretty hilarious.
He's a goalkeeper at St. Troiden, but he's born in America, so
Of course he is.
the whole trajectory is phenomenal. But he moved to Japan when he was 2, so he's Japanese. He went to Japanese university, but he plays goalkeeper at St. Troiden. So, fun facts. Wikipedia for the win.
Non-comedy. I went with Jordi Alba just because I think it's I wasn't really expecting him to to make this squad. So I'm curious to see what he does. Because I'm assuming if he's been selected, he's going to play a lot just because. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah.
Comedy name, just like looking at it, makes me laugh. Just Nico Schlotterbeck. And, yeah, it's just a standard German name, I'm sure, but it sounds funny to me. Schlotterbeck.
It's a great name.
Yeah, Schlotterbeck.
Yeah, indeed.
It is a really good, like, comedy movie. Neighbor's name that they're from Germany. That's how German of a name can we get? Well, I got this.
Herr Schlotterbeck.
Oh, Schlotterbeck. Yeah, it's a Schlotterbeck. So very nice neighbors.
And Kendall Waston. You just can't go wrong with Kendall Waston as a comedy.
Oh, I love
That's
Kendall
true.
Wilson. Oh yeah, let's see what. Yeah, we're fully expecting him to do something crazy in a match.
I hope David Raya gets a match.
Oh, that'd be nice.
For España. I don't think he will, but
No, but
anyway,
all right.
he's got a cap. That's good.
Now, before we move on, should we flip the order and do Group G before Group F, or should we continue to do these in order?
I'll just go in order.
All right. Okay.
Let's do it in order.
So Group F, which is Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Does anybody have Canada advancing?
Belgium and Canada. Sure.
Belgium and Canada.
That's what I have too.
Hi.
Tony, do you have Belgium and Croatia?
We probably shouldn't talk about this.
You're allowed. I had
fine.
Croatia. I went back and forth, but I'm going to
fine.
be.
I did take Belgium and Croatia, yes.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's okay. We'll allow it.
So unfortunately, the best name in this group is Jamie Pants. That is it's not even close. It really is. I mean, Belgium's got a Zeno de Bast. Morocco's got a Elias Chair.
Yeah, that's mine.
And Croatia's got Vlasic was a pickle.
But I almost always go with Hazard because I just want to call him Eden Hazard, and throw him like in the genre. Yeah, exactly. It's, every time I see his name, I know I'm saying it wrong in my head, but
What about Torgan? How do you pronounce him? Torgan Hazard. Is that just Torgan Hazard as well?
I think it's just Torgan Hazard. Yeah, I think.
Player to watch is
Atiba?
Milan Borje because he's Hamilton's own. Yes, it's so awesome to be able to say that a Hamilton player is going to be at the World Cup, and it wasn't Alex Bunbury's kid. So that's really, really good. Also watching for De Bruyne until he gets destroyed.
Well, yeah, but also curious to see what Luka Modric still has left in the tank.
He's probably going to play like somebody half his age.
I know, it's going to be really annoying.
With twice his experience. And it's just like, fuck, why don't you just quit? I mean, like, I have so much love for that guy. Like, he's just, he is eternal.
Dobby.
But in this game, I really want him to fuck right off because he's so good. Oh, it hurts so bad. It's like, oh shit. Like he is like, if there is one player I think who could put his entire team on his back and lead him over every line in this World Cup, it's him. I'm afraid of him, so I'm hoping I'm overselling.
As you should be. Yes, he's to be feared for sure.
Genuinely overselling his impact in the game, and he's just like, oh, he was good. That, like, I mean, if he plays every game in this World Cup, and somebody goes, yeah, he was okay, then he had a nightmare, and I'm all right with that because like he's just fuck so good. There's so many good players in this fucking group too. It's really hard.
Are you still talking about Luka Modric, or have we moved on to Kevin De Bruyne yet? Because that kind of sounded
Luka Modric.
You were talking about Kevin De Bruyne.
So one more thing about Luka Modric. This should be Luka Modric's last World Cup. He's 37.
Yeah, he'll be 41. He'll play. Why not?
He's just
Have you seen the guy? He fucking plays like he's 22.
I know. All right, let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne because I'm terrified of him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's so good in a Belgian kit. Like he's good in general, but he's really good in a Belgian kit. And it's just like I just hope we don't get humiliated by Belgium. That's really if they lose like 2-0, I'm like, wow, we hung with a really great side. Any more than that would just be like, this is what I thought was going to happen.
I think really great. I mean, you kind of look at that defense, and it's something Vertonghen and Alderweireld. I feel like Davies or David could get something out of that. So whether you said
it's not impossible.
2-0, I think it's maybe like a 3-1 or a 4-2 kind of thing. But I could definitely see Canada scoring against these that mope of a defense.
Fair. That's fair.
So who are you more concerned about, Belgium or Croatia for Canada? Like I still think Belgium.
I'm kind of thinking Croatia. I think no one should sleep on them. They're just solid.
Yeah. Like
I'm still concerned about them. Don't get me wrong.
The narrative that they're an aging team is a false as fuck narrative.
Yeah.
I feel like Croatia has regularly punched way above its weight ever since they became its own nation. And every World Cup, I feel like they just get slept on. But they'll get to the semifinals. So how the fuck do you keep sleeping on these guys? Like they will get out of the group usually and go far. I'm hoping this isn't a World Cup where that happens. And if it does, I hope it's at Belgium's expense. But yeah, I can't. I'm not sleeping on Croatia. I'm scared shitless of them. But I still think there's some way in hell that Canada gets out of this thing. Because I need to believe. And that's really what it is.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. Well, since this was mentioned earlier, and again, this was my secret question. I'm sorry for not putting in the rundown. But who scores the first goal for Canada? Someone, Duncan, you selected Osorio.
I did.
Jamie Pants.
Kyle Larin.
Are you doing that because you believe it, or are you doing that to troll me?
Both.
It's only because Di Rosario is not there. He's going, all right, fine, I'll pick Larin instead.
Yet.
Yep.
He's not
New
there
D-Row.
yet. I'm
gonna go with Jonathan David.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan David too. It's not that as much as I mean, the better story is that it's either
Kyle Larin or Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, it's or I was gonna say a kid. If it was like Kone, or that would be
that would be
brilliant.
That would be amazing.
Or conversely, if it was Atiba, that would be brilliant too. But I don't give a fuck. I just want somebody.
They're scoring in this World Cup. Like that is, I will be flabbergasted. Like I'm sincere. I'm not just being like a homer because it's Canada and I love Canada, blah, 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 whatever. No, Canada is scoring a goal in this World Cup. Like, it's happening.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I actually think they're going to win a game in this World Cup as well. Like I believe that.
Same. Sorry, Morocco and Mr. Ilias Chair. Have a seat.
Have a seat.
Have a seat. That's right.
Burn. Never heard that one once.
All right. All right. Go Canada. Okay, so Group G. Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
Brazil and Switzerland. Play to watch. I'm just going to get out there. Christopher, woo!
Yeah, Christopher, woo! Hells yeah. I would like to give a shout to for Brazil Weverton. Apparently he really hates
Brazilian
Liverpool.
Spider-Man.
He fucking hates Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's also a Brazilian player, but he didn't make it. Liverpool, Everton. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna
Danny
go
Alves. Come on, like talk about one of the old players.
Yeah, but that's not a funny name.
I know, but
Anyway, I'm my picks are Brazil, and this is the only group I actually couldn't figure out who would be second.
I think Brazil, Serbia.
Me too.
I'm leaning towards Serbia. But at the same time, I could see Cameroon showing up and stealing this because I'm not convinced by Switzerland. I mean,
I'm not convinced by Switzerland at all, but I rarely am. I always think they're going to be nothing, and then they do something fucking good.
Switzerland's football, I feel, is just like, look, if you make the World Cup, we're going to be just happy, okay? Just fucking make it, and then, get drunk for 2 weeks on us. Go nuts. Like they know exactly what their role is. None of them are going like, no, we're going to win the World Cup this time. Like, no, you're not. Just enjoy the hotels.
And speaking of great nicknames, like Cameroon, the Indomitable Lions is wonderful.
Well, they are so indomitable. And they are quite liney. Yeah, I'm gonna go Brazil, Serbia, 1-2.
Yeah, me too. My player to watch was Ricardo Rodriguez.
Oh.
He's from Switzerland.
I'm going to go outside of players to watch. I'm going to go with like coaches. It's like Cameroon. That guy's playing our song. It's Rigobert song.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yes. Okay. I'm there. Good one.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I missing?
His coach is Rigobert's song.
Oh God. Okay. That's great.
That took a second.
Yeah. Great.
You went for it, Duncan. I'm proud of you.
Great an exaggeration, Kristin. It was better when he was when he was a player. And
Yes.
They're playing our song. They're coaching our song. Not quite the same.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, I would love to see Cameroon just sort of like shock everybody, but I do think Switzerland's going to stumble. I do, but I have zero perception of them. So, but yeah. Now Brazil's going to make it out of the group stage, and then I hope they fail completely. Like I hope they get like demolished.
Why?
Because I'm annoyed by several of their players.
Fair.
I'm allowed to be petty. It's the World Cup, for fuck's sakes. All right, our final group, Group H. So Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
All right,
I'm gonna go Uruguay, Portugal, 1-2.
I'm gonna go with Uruguay, South Korea, 1-2.
That's what I did as well.
I also want to throw out PP because I fucking hate that guy, and I know this will be his last World Cup, and I hope he embarrasses himself again. I also want to it's not really funny. It's not a funny name, but it's a funny situation. I want to give a nod to Hwang Wee-jo. It's not because it's particularly hilarious, but because Korea named 2 forwards to the whole squad, and he's one of them. And I just find that more tragic and a lot of fucking pressure for a team that's not probably. Oh, sorry, I lied. They've named a third. I didn't notice they named a third. When I did this list, they only had 2.
Yeah, Song Hyun-min's basically a forward, isn't he?
I know, but like
hopefully he's well enough to play. I really hope he is. Like they took him. I know he'll play. They'll throw a mask on him, and
I'm disappointed that there's a
trying to hide who he is. As if like trying to pretend he's somebody else, and then he goes out there, plays a great game, and rips the mask off at the end. It was Son all along.
That's exactly it. Yes.
That's a twist.
He's got a facial fracture.
Sure.
4 of them.
Actually, a very serious thing, and yes. Yes. But also wear a comedy mask over his actual medical. If we're going with this.
I couldn't pick one player. I could pick one player because Uruguay has 2 Facundos up front.
I know. Watch your mouths. Isn't it great?
It is fantastic.
Facundo. I'm going to go with Uruguay and Ghana. Again, fuck Portugal, obviously. But yeah, Ghana to get the second spot there. As players to watch. Obviously, Luis Suarez. Love that guy. always. And as well, there was a Tariq Lamptey, like for Ghana, a defender.
He's one of mine too. Yeah,
A lot of fun to watch.
I didn't realize he was on Ghana. That's it.
Yeah.
And a more romantic pick again from Ghana is a Joseph Idu. So,
Aww, that's lovely.
yeah.
There's two IUs and an IDU.
There's two IUs. Right. Yeah, I was trying to I was trying to decide which IU to pick, and then, but I'm happy for Tariq Lamptey, but obviously I also picked Son.
I mean, after there's delightful. Sorry, after there's IDU, you have to throw a party because there's Tom's party, and this team's got all the good ones. Dennis is on the team. Adoy. Like, I mean,
yeah,
this is wow. I missed so many of these on the first pass through. Jeez.
I do love that we are united in the fact that Portugal is not getting out of this fucking group. Because
I did take them second.
But, did you? Oh, shoot.
But not because I wanted them to, just because, man, they always seem to be on the verge recently of being knocked out.
Something. Yeah, that's true.
Around.
Yeah. Kick out at 2, hit them with the belt, win. I know. They're annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, and the rapist has got a big chip on his shoulder right now too, doesn't he? So
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard when he's hasn't played that much.
God, I hope please be so out of fitness.
I hope Pepe takes him.
I want him to have the worst World Cup, like fall or something. I don't know.
And hepatitis. Let's just go for the whole thing. Yeah. It's got a pulled hamstring and an STD. Fuck you, Cristiano Ronaldo.
But to be
not
fair,
one of the ones that'll kill him. Just one of the ones that'll be like, that got leaked to the media. Oh shit.
Yeah, let's not give Ronaldo an STD because he's just going to give that to somebody else who really doesn't want it.
It's true.
Damn it, you have a point.
One thing that surprises me looking at the Portugal squad, there's only 3 Wolves players on there.
Only?
Really? I just assumed like half the squad was Wolves.
Was there a limit? I mean, okay.
I was like, this isn't a fantasy pick, is it? Like you only have 3 from each, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, when you think about it, there's only 3 Man City players and there's 3 PSG players.
3 Benfica players.
Yeah, like it's just there's
a lot of balance in this. That's true. I didn't even notice that.
3 Porto players.
This team is part of a fucking fantasy league. Holy shit.
That's hilarious. I didn't even look at the Portugal squad because I didn't care. So I didn't even notice. That's too funny.
Yeah.
That is too fucking funny.
That's incredible.
No one from Sporting Lisbon.
3 Portos?
No. Yeah. That's not allowed. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, they'll just get mad and win the league. That's.
Oh my God, the Augustos must be so upset.
Or happy that none of their players are going to get hurt.
Oh, good point. It's Champions League.
See, that's Sporting. They're good. Yep. Good looking.
Fair. We're looking out for our friends here, as we do. You guys, it's almost World Cup time.
Holy shit. It's starting to feel like Christmas. And I don't mean that because it's late or mid-November, but it's starting to feel like Christmas in the sense that Christmas is the World Cup.
Well, you know what? Because we sort of talked about like last week, we were all kind of like, whatever, like, yes, sort of getting excited, but it wasn't, for me, it didn't feel that real still until like yesterday when they did the Canada, when they announced the squad, then it felt real. I was like, wait, right. This is actually, here's the players. Okay. So now it's not just some nebulous thing. Something isn't going to happen. There's going to be some fucking drama between the players and the CSA, which honestly, I've been waiting for in terror, secret night terrors, just waking up that they've all like gone on strike or something right before the World Cup and just like, oh no.
In here, they're making them take boats.
They have to row them themselves. Yeah. I heard. But you guys,
I'm still not feeling it like I usually do. I gotta admit, not quite how I have.
Not quite yet. Do you think on Sunday you will
Oh, make no mistake. I'm not going to, hypocrites are, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to watch every.
Oh, no, I
moment
didn't mean
can.
that. Just will you feel like once you see the ball kicked, once it starts, all the pageantry, everything,
I think I might
it's a nice,
give up.
easy kickoff on Sunday. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So you can get up, have a nice breakfast.
I think I'll
part
give
of it, Kristin. The opening
I know.
ceremony. Yeah.
I think I'll give a pass to all the usually really, even though they're cheesy, I usually watch the openers, but I think I'll give a pass to all that and just
Oh,
as,
come on.
as
Really?
as FIFA has asked, just concentrate on the football.
Oh
Good
man,
point.
I'm like thinking I'm planning to like
I just
settle
can't-
in for the whole thing.
Can't get on. Yeah, just I don't know.
That's why I'm
I
sad
think
the
he'll ease
diner
into
around
it.
the corner is gone, because I was going to do like takeout, breakfast and stuff from the diner around the corner from me and just like indulge. It's going to be great. And I have to make my own breakfast. God damn it.
I feel like with these tournaments is that even if you're not hyped at the beginning, it will, not that it will wear you down, but you'll get drawn in.
Oh yeah,
So,
no doubt.
Like I kind of feel that way. Like I know that with the first game on being Wednesday, part of me is like, that's the thing I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm,
But there's going to be what, like 14 games before then. And I'm going to watch at least one of them, if not 10 of them. So
yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the football. Like there's a lot of intriguing matches, but I think in other World Cups, I've always been really keenly interested in all the other stuff, like the stadiums and like what cities they're in and all that stuff, and just the way the Qatar one's built, being pretty much in one city. And it's, I don't know, I just, that part of it to me isn't quite as intriguing as it has been in the past.
Agreed. Just that, like, again, that geography conversation we were having before we started. It's like there's what I always liked about these tournaments when they're held in a single place, or even some of the duo ones. It's like, oh yeah, that's where that city is in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that place is. Oh, I didn't realize that was here and not over here. Like, because there's a lot of like secondary, tertiary cities in all these countries that they have clubs and they have national leagues, and you just never hear about them for one reason or another. Yeah. But like, oh, it's north of Doha. This one's east of Doha. These two are in the center of, like, fuck. It's like boring. Like, I know there's more than one city in Qatar, but there isn't really.
The biggest distance between any two stadiums is 55 kilometers.
Like, I'm further from Toronto than that, and that's crazy.
Which begs the question, why don't we have like 15 World Cup size soccer stadiums between here and Hamilton?
That's a very good question, Duncan. That is excellent question.
When do you want to start that podcast?
And can we also do an additional, I think we need to just do an additional shout out to the World Cup scheduling gods for favoring Canada.
Yes. No 5 a.m. kickoff.
No 5 a.m. kickoff. No 8 a.m. kickoff. Like, I don't know how we lucked into this. I don't care. I am delighted.
I'm not asking too many questions.
Exactly. Because I forgot there was 5 a.m. kickoffs until I was like, okay, what other matches do I want to watch? Okay, let's try to see, like, look at the groups. And I was like, 5 a.m.? Fuck.
Which teams are actually getting the 5 a.m. Of kickoffs? Is like the USA and Mexico or any of the South American teams getting that time slot?
I believe
Argentina, Saudi Arabia. Yep.
Argentina.
Okay. Their first match against Saudi Arabia is 5 a.m. Morocco, Croatia, Switzerland, Cameroon, Wales, Iran.
Okay. Yep. It's generally okay.
Yeah. Tunisia, Australia.
No idea.
Japan, Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica stuff.
Cameroon and Serbia.
Okay.
And I think that's the end of the 5 a.m. matches. Everything after that.
To be fair, a 5 a.m. match would be sort of 2 a.m. out in Vancouver or something. So just fucking stay up, get drunk, and 2 a.m. That's a pretty good time for a game.
Yeah.
I think so. They're kind of missing out on the West Coast. They'll get the early mornings.
Yeah, but also it won't be like horribly early. Like the earliest is, what is the earliest? 7 for the, no. Yes.
10 a.m. Canada, Morocco.
Yeah, that's right. So that one's 7. But, it's not like when the women were in the Olympics last summer. I'm like, I was out west for that. I was like getting up at whatever stupid hour to live tweet the matches and to watch them, obviously. But good Lord, that was early. It was painful. So that's good at least. But yeah, no, I still can't get over our luck in terms of the time for Canada's matches. Wonderful. But yes, the first match of the World Cup this Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Qatar hosting Ecuador. And that's the only match that day. Everything kicks off in earnest the next day with England and Iran, and then Senegal, Netherlands, and then the States versus Wales. So those are your first 2 days of World Cup goodiness. Yeah, I think this is a weird World Cup. We've sort of talked about it, just given Qatar and everything that encompasses that. So I know, I think that probably contributes to some people's apathy in terms of this World Cup. It's hard to get excited for something that is so obviously surrounded in corruption and badness. Even more so than other World Cups, like again the Brazil one, as we've said. It's just it's not to say that North America's is going to be like squeaky clean, but it's tough. It's tough, but it's also, it's the World Cup and we love it, and Canada's there. We want good things for them. Mm-hmm.
It's almost here.
I know. All right. Okay. Well, that is our show, and shorter than I thought. So good job, everybody. I'm proud of you all.
For the record, you're seeing this at approximately the hour and 57-minute mark of this recording when this comes out. So
I know.
Don't stretch yourself too much on the back.
I thought it was going to be 2.5 hours easy. So
come on, you got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to make it end it nice.
Anyway, so that is our show. We are very much looking forward to the World Cup and all the good things that go around it. Please join us next week when we recap World Cup goodness. We're going to probably pick a show now. We're going to, exactly. This is a World Cup podcast for the next month. And whatever, if there's shenanigans in other places, we'll talk about it maybe. But, we're going to pick some matches. If you have a match you really want us to talk about, let us know. Obviously, we're going to talk about Canada. So things might be a little higgledy-piggledy in terms of when we do this.
Played by the time we talk about this next week.
Well, we might not do it until the Wednesday of next week. We record on Wednesdays sometimes, Mr. Fletcher.
Oh God,
I might be a little drunk.
No, that
even better.
That would be even better. What are you talking about? We haven't recorded a podcast drunk in forever because we don't do this together with you and I going to the fridge for beer. Anyway, please join us next week where we talk about lots of more things World Cup and our excitement, and hopefully things are awesome, regardless of whatever. We're just hoping for a lot of fun and great football, and we hope you are too. But if you've got things you want us to talk about, or, you thought we missed something, or a good player, or you think we're absolutely insane about who we think is getting out of a group, let us know. Send us a tweet, send us a DM, throw it in the comments when we post this up, put it on the YouTube page when Mark puts it there. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Sure. We're very excited. I've been joined by the entire Vocal Minority Podcast panel, as per usual, to be found out there in the Twitterverse at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Hello. I'm just trying to look up on YouTube now, trying to find this Crown Lands Come Together, the official World Cup.
Right. Code. Yes.
Somebody needs to get going.
Out there on the tweets at Malarkey FC, Mr. Tony Walsh.
Vuvuzela noise.
Oh, God. Damn
the
it.
Worst. I still have headaches from that.
Yeah. For the beer
on the tweet machine at
Where's the
KidNerdMark
Bill,
with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinkley.
Thank you to everybody who continues to support our podcast via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. We still got shirts. You can find that link on our website, Vocal Minority CA, to our Zazzle shop, where Tony did a shit ton of good work. And I am on the hunt for the World Cup cards, not the stickers, because I am both particular and insane. They are expensive, but I've managed to find some breaks, and that's an entirely other discussion. So if you're looking for a complete set of 1 to 200 or 1 to 300 of the cards, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know if I'm going to have enough for extra sets, but send me a message or something, and we'll see what's up. I haven't got them yet.
As for me, you can find me on the internet. It's the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. Until next week, Canada, get used to it.
We made it.
Don't. It's the World Cup. We made it. It's so good.